addressed in a certain time, does it expire, or does it come out of the system?
It doesn't, that's intentionally, because according to the requirement to the department, it's 24 hours, somebody has to respond at the department level.
Okay.
And then 48 hours, call center has to look into it to figure out what's out there.
Okay, so
But
let's
it's not
just,
getting response.
like if somebody put in something for, let's say, their road to be repaired, in, let's say, 60 days went by, would it come out of the system? Would it
It shouldn't.
delete, or, cause I,
No, it should say, there is no delete
there is no delete?
feature.
Okay.
It's going to stay there.
Yeah, so Madam Chair, just as a matter of procedure or policy, if there's no intention of repairing that, or we have no definite answer,
Yeah.
it could be that we'll revisit this in the spring
It's
and
like
then
on a
close it
holding
out.
period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Madam
Yeah.
Chair, what we do is a lot of the CRM road repairs, they go to our engineer for inspection because we don't fix every one that comes in. That so just someone could request it doesn't mean we're doing it.
Right.
You know, they'll inspect the road to make sure if it's something crucial or if it's within our budget, because our budget is a little tighter
Right.
this year than it has been in the previous years, just because of lack of funding.
Okay.
But not just because someone needs an ICARE doesn't mean we're going to fix it. I mean, we can go see someone just to be cracked.
Right.
You know, but if we see, I'll tell you where our priorities are as far as funding goes, is catch basin rebuilds, if they're collapsing, and if you see them around the catch basin, because usually you have catch basin, and they're tied in together,
Right,
and they'll have a collapsed pipe, so we'll do the whole section all the way across from curb to curb and rebuild the catch basin. Those are our priorities.
So is there a way to respond, though, to that resident that puts something in that, of course, maybe it's a priority to them, but it's not something we're going to be able to get to this budget?
There should be a response.
There should be a
There should
response
be a response
to
to
every
them.
single, we actually respond to every one of them twice a day.
Okay.
But the response could have been, it's placed on our CRM list for engineer review, or we pass it on to our foreman. I mean,
Okay.
actually, if it's, you could probably look at the ICARE and see what the response is on it if I'm going to be there, so
Okay.
it's still in there. But we respond to every single one within 12 hours.
Madam Chair, if you have something specific that you want to point to, if you want to talk to
You
Keith
know,
after
I
the
have to
meeting.
go by, I have to go back and look it up, but yeah, I will.
Because it could be in a CRM, and I can look up the CRM to find it
Okay.
also.
I'll send you an email
Okay,
tomorrow.
yep.
Appreciate it.
But our goal is to respond to everything within 24 hours. Our theory is that if a resident takes the time to notify us, we want to make sure we spend the time to investigate it quickly.
Yeah.
But again, that response may be, you know,
Well,
we're
it
going to look
could
at
be
it
a
next year,
Friday,
or,
late afternoon, and maybe they're not.
Or it could be on a CRM list that I just
Yeah,
brought
or
in.
current in the list, that's true, too, 'cause I'm sure multiple people can put in the same thing. But anyways, you have some,
Yes, and I can explain a little bit further on.
Uh-huh.
I know what you're asking a little bit is, when they put ICARE, it shows up on ICARE.
right,
Then they do respond, like department do respond, you see those response back in ICARE. So
Okay.
the citizen can see all those response coming in. Now, if they close that ICARE, the department close it for
for whatever reason.
result reason, or saying, hey, we're not doing it because it's not part of our
Budget.
scope or budget. When they close it, that CRM be available for 1 week
Okay,
for citizen to see,
okay, and then it goes away.
and then it goes away. But
Okay.
it's still on our call center
So you can
CRM.
still see
We
it
still-
in the background.
we still look in the
So
CRM.
they can run reports, they can see what happened.
Okay,
So as a citizen to see, they can see and visualize what response are coming in and out.
okay, thank you very much. Do you have something else?
Yeah, so, with our trash, is there part of the contract, I think I remember, that if they don't pick it up within 24 hours, they get...
Of notification, we have to notify them, then there's $100,
Yeah, I got a situation, I don't know how we're gonna resolve it. So he's a former employee, he's been retired about 10 years. He actually threw trash at one time, when we used to do it. For the last 6 years, it seems like he said every other month or every month, they're not picking up their garbage. They'll pick up his garbage, but they won't pick up the recycle. They'll pick up the recycle, but they won't do the garbage, and they won't do the compost. And he says, and then they don't do his, and they don't do the neighbors. And he goes, I'm at my wit's end. He goes, so I called, he don't use a computer, so he called, he's a very polite individual. And finally he got to Linda, and that's what I'm saying, I'm sorry, but got to someone else, and I guarantee you that it'll be picked up tomorrow, because it was Thursday, Wednesday. I guarantee it'll be picked up. Friday came, wasn't picked up. Saturday came, he put his can in his neighbor's back in the backyard, so.
Give me the address and I'll figure out.
Right here.
Okay, good. Yeah, I can look into CRM, make sure it got
The
put in
last 6
CRM.
years, and he's right on Party Road. I mean, it's like, there's a
No.
lot of
It's
dead
not
end.
like,
You gotta remember, now, the
Because I
call center
understand-
has to put that in a CRM for, because then it goes to the rubbish company.
I understand that.
So I gotta check.
He's calling, and there's a record of him calling.
Okay.
So.
I will talk to GFL personally myself to make sure it gets
Yeah,
straight.
he goes, I understand, things happen,
Yeah,
you know, but.
No, if it's a
come on, he
constant
goes right in
problem.
the middle of Party Road, you know?
okay.
And if that's the case, I want them charged.
Yes, sir. If I got record that GFL's been notified, I'll just deduct it right off the monthly bill.
I want to see that.
I have a question about Beach Daily. When are we meeting with Beach Daily? I keep getting a call from one individual. Says,
I-
"Hey, I'm in Beach Daily." I'm in
It's
there."
being rebid right up by MDOT, right?
Yeah, I think the letting is until September. It's the second there's 2 lettings in fall lettings for MDOT, one's in August, one's September. And from my understanding, they weren't gonna let it in August, they were letting it in September. For the,
Beach Daily Road, the
Yes.
repay over
yep,
or whatever.
yeah. It came in 35% higher, and we
We're
actually
paying more, right?
brought it to council and was paying the additional funding to have it done, and then MDOT, there were some complications because of the way the specs, the quantities were written. Once we identified that part of the shoulder did not have the quantities added in the bid specs, and we noticed it after the bid went out, so we knew there would have been a change order for approximately $140,000. But the way that would be done is you do it through a contract modification during the construction, but since we noticed it before the construction started, it threw a red flag up with the MDOT, and the problem was because of the $140,000, if you remember, the 2 bids were only $5,000 apart. That put the second lowest bidder as the lowest bidder. So to make it clean, MDOT, because they didn't want one suing, the MDOT, because it was supposed to be done through a con mod, they just said, it's over 35% over, and we bid it with the proper
So what can I
quantities.
tell this resident?
Fall, late fall.
Late fall.
Yeah.
Thank you. Of course it's done.
We hope, now, we have no, just to let you know, we have no control over when MDOT lets this, because to be honest with you, it should have been let over the winter time, so we could have got the contract going in the spring while school was out. And MDOT didn't even let it, and that's one of the reasons why it was so expensive, because there was a date, a window that we wanted it done because we wanted to get it done before school started. So that added to the cost, because it had to start like 30 days or less than 30 days after the bids. So,
Late fall.
hopefully, I'm not promising anything.
I mean, your number's gonna.
We were told fall letting when they rejected.
Have them come tomorrow, and we'll find them out.
I know it is.
Does anybody have anything else?
Madam Chair, just 2 quick updates. Last week, the clerk and I met with the Census Regional Director, is that correct? Something like that. We're going to look to quickly assemble a count team that will probably pull 1 or 2 individuals from City Council to be part of that, to try to, make sure we get those hard-to-reach areas and get them involved in completing the census data. And then, so if anybody's interested that is volunteering, just reach out to either Cindy or myself. And then tomorrow from 4 to 7, the Downriver Community Conference, the DCC is hosting an open house. I don't know if you all had that. I don't know if you responded, but I told them I would remind everybody, and they are trying to get Lloyd Carr to attend. So I'm going to attend, but probably closer to 4 just because of the council meeting. So if any of you guys are interested, I just want to remind everybody.
Thank you. Anybody else?